Hey everyone, welcome to episode 11 of I Am Beauty and the Beast. My name's Rouge, and today's episode is all about online dating, being single in today's world, and how to be a friend to your single friends. And basically, what inspired this episode was my journey with online dating and what a roller coaster ride it's been. So, I'm not here to tell you that online dating is bad. It's not necessarily great, it's not ideal, but that's the world we live in today. Online dating is, generally where the single people should be hanging out. And it's like this built-in assumption of, hey, people that are on this app are actually wanting to meet somebody versus walking around in the real world and not being sure if someone's single, if they're even interested in you at all remotely, right? So dating apps kind of help cut that doubt out just a little bit. But there are a lot of downsides to dating apps. Really, there are a lot of downsides to just trying to date, period. I can tell you right now that while online dating is risky, it does work for some people. People have successfully met their significant other through online dating. Nothing I'm about to share with you is a hard and fast rule. It's not a guarantee or a promise of any kind. This episode is more just like, hey, things that I've learned and things that I've talked to people about and what they've shared with me, my experience, basically, right? And any tips I can share with you, even if they're not from my own direct experience, but through others, by seeing what others have gone through. Maybe I can help you a little bit. Avoid some heartache. So online dating, first of all, you have to go through so many profiles to find one that you even like. And then you might actually be the kind of person who takes your time to look at profiles and then you swipe right or you send a like or whatever it is, whatever app you're using, right? And that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface because that one small action is just a small part of the entire experience. But if you're listening to this episode and you're actually single, I don't need to tell you how dating apps work. You already know this. I'm going to adjust my laptop a little bit here. It's crooked and it's driving me crazy. I don't have OCD. Stop. Anyway, got distracted there. So if you've been on online dating, you know the pitfalls, you know how they work. My goal here is not to educate you on how to use dating apps. They're pretty self-explanatory. But what I will do is kind of help you set realistic expectations in case you're newly single, newly divorced, and you're trying to get back out there. First of all, make sure you've healed. I know, that's boring. It just sounds meh. What healing? I don't need to heal. Trust me, I was that way. I thought, well, I'm divorced because I know what I want and I know what I don't want. So that means next time I find somebody, it's going to be great because I already know what I don't want. Well, it's way more complicated than that. It's more than about knowing what you don't want. It's about being honest with yourself. If you're single, you're probably not gonna like this episode because I'm gonna be telling you the things that I didn't like hearing, okay? And not everybody's the same, so I get it. You might actually be more open to hearing what I have to say than I was. So I'm kind of you could say I'm maybe a little bit of a hypocrite, but let's just say that I have learned through experience, okay? So I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm coming from a place of having lived through some of these experiences that have taught me what to be aware of. And the other thing I want to say is just because you meet somebody in the real world doesn't mean that automatically they're safe, that they're safe to date. No. I have been hit on at coffee shops, just minding my own business and working, by married men more often than single men. They just want to strike up a conversation. One literally did not have a ring on, and I thought he was kind of cool. Like we talked for a little bit. We talked for an hour, and we parted ways. And then, sometimes people are regulars at the coffee shop, so we ran into each other again. And he offered to go on a little stroll, and I'm like, why not? You know, we're in a public place, it's broad daylight, and I know this area, I live close by, why not? Let's go for a walk. Well, we're on a walk, and that's when he ultimately, after like conversing for a bit, reveals that he's actually married. I'm sorry, what are you doing with me, sir? Why are you hanging out with a single woman? This is not a professional meetup. This is not a, hey, I'm going to pay you to teach me how to take photos. Let's take a class together and it's a professional setting. No, it's not that. It's not, hey, let's be friends. I think you're cool. It's not that either. It's literally this guy wanted to ask me out and he hid the fact that he was married. So just because you meet someone in the real world doesn't guarantee that they're single. There are a lot of married people on dating apps. So just because you meet someone on a dating app doesn't guarantee that they're single. Okay, people? So get that out of your heads. I'm not trying to be mean here, but, and also if you're married, why the hell are you on a dating app? I gotta ask you, why? Why not tell your significant other, your spouse, hey, listen, I'm not happy, I'm not feeling it. Can we just start being honest? Can we just start being honest with ourselves and with other people and with the people that are supposed to be able to trust us completely? Can we tell our spouses, hey, I don't feel satisfied in this relationship. What could we do about it? Instead of going on dating apps or hitting on married or single or other people, just hitting on other people in general. Why are we doing that? Why are we not just talking to our spouse, talking to our significant other that we've been dating or in a relationship with for a long time under the assumption that it's an exclusive relationship? What's going on? If you're not single, if somebody thinks they're in a relationship with you, you need to figure that out. Unless you have those like other arrangements where, you know, you have multiple lovers and things like that. That I'm not about that. And so my show, my podcast is definitely not geared towards that audience. And if that's you, then you're in the wrong place. But honestly, like if you're single and you're looking for a relationship, then be single first. And not just in status, but up here too, in your mind. Be single in your mind. And be clear with anyone that you're seeing that you are not exclusive if you are not exclusive. Don't mislead people. It'll only blow up in your face later. Be honest. And for the people that get mad about it, like, I can't believe you're seeing somebody else. Well, they're being honest. Would you rather they not be honest with you? Would you rather they just keep it a secret? Or would you rather just be honest about what's actually going on here? It's like, hey, I think you're cool, but just so you know, this is not exclusive until we talk about it. I hate that is the era we live in. It used to be that, you know, like I'm thinking back to the 90s, right? If you have a crush on somebody and they have a crush on you back, that's it. You're not having conversations with 10 other people that you have crushes on and vice versa. It's usually pretty straightforward, and you valued back then, us oldies, we valued every connection that we had. That doesn't mean that people didn't cheat. It just means that in today's world, it's just gotten so easy to access approval from others, from strangers. And instead of working on what's going on in our own lives, we just go out. We just go looking for it somewhere else instead of figuring it out for ourselves. So, first of all, make sure you're single. Second of all, make sure you know what you want. Make sure you know what you're looking for. So the thing with dating apps is they allow you to be honest. You know, there's options you can choose from. Like, what are you looking for? I'm not sure. You can actually choose, I'm not sure. Maybe you just got out of a relationship, so you're not sure. But why? How about this? How about you figure out why you're not sure first? That way, when you get back on there, you can be sure of what you're looking for. And if you're looking for short-term casual stuff, put that on there. If you're looking for a long-term committed relationship with someone, put that on there. If you're looking for marriage, put that on there. Be honest, because here's the thing, you don't need to lie. There are plenty of people who want what you want. regardless of what it is that you want. If you want something casual, there are people out there that want something casual. If you want a long-term monogamous relationship, there are other people that want long-term monogamous relationships. If you're looking for poly, there's people out there who want that. There are people that want whatever it is that you want, and they will give it to you without you having to lie. So step one, let's start being honest. Be honest with your significant other. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with other people that you're trying to meet. It shouldn't be some sort of guessing game. Who wins from that? What are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of being in somebody's roster? What are you getting out of that? I get it. It's the dating culture today. We see multiple people at a time. And then we whittle it down like, oh, red flag popped up. Bye. I'm going to go on to somebody else now. Oh, red flag popped up here with this other person. All right, peace. I'm out. That's okay. I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm trying to say is let's be honest about it. Okay. And the reason we've had to do this whole roster thing is because people disappear into thin air. When you're talking about online dating, people just vanish just like that. They're gone. 1 minute they're there, 1 minute they're gone. Next minute they're gone. It happens all the time. So what is a person to do? Oh, we just, move on to the next person. I'm sorry, but I hate that. I hate that it has come to that. I hate that people have to figure that out and go through that. It's just so much nicer when we meet somebody and it means something. I think anyone that's looking for something meaningful wants that. They want that connection to mean something. But in order to protect themselves, they do what everyone else is doing. They date multiple people. Well, just in case that person falls off, I've got my backup plan. Why do you need a backup plan? Are you like, is there a timeline? Is there a ticking time bomb that's going to go off if you don't meet someone right now? Or could you afford to take your time and enjoy being single, enjoy building your own life, enjoy a new hobby or picking something up, right? So what I'm trying to say is this culture that we're in right now, it promotes rosters. It promotes ghosting. It promotes infidelity and emotional cheating. Even if it doesn't promote it, it allows it. It makes it easy. You just get on a dating app, download it, put in your little criteria that you're looking for, and boom, there you go. You start meeting people. It's very easy, and it makes people very disposable. We've commodified other people. We've commodified emotions and connections to the point where they mean almost nothing anymore. And honestly, I've gotten a little bit tired of it. So while I'm not going to pretend that I'm not tempted, because I will download an app, create a profile, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I can't be on there and really take it seriously. And there's just this lack of trust. I don't trust the people on these apps to be genuine, because half the time they disappear, and then the rest of the time they're actually not even available. They're just trying to seek validation. They just want to see how many connections they can rack up because it makes them feel good about themselves. And it has nothing to do with them actually looking for something meaningful. So while dating apps are supposed to help us connect with other single people, they actually fall really short of doing that. I'm not trying to shame anyone for using a dating app. I've used dating apps. I still think there's value to them. But I also see them as an addictive money-making machine. I mean, these dating apps are generating millions and millions of dollars at our expense. They're not trying to like get us off the apps. They'd stop making money if they wanted us to get off the apps. They're trying to keep us hooked. It's like this loop that you get stuck in with dating apps, to the point where you might even be obsessing over dating apps. You might not be able to sleep, get to bed on time, because you open up the app and you're just like swipe, 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 swipe. Whereas if you're in real life trying to meet somebody, every connection you make, first of all, is more work to make it, to find it. it's more authentic because it happened in real time, in real life, in person, face to face with someone, and you can really see who they are as a person, not having to make a connection online first, then go see them in person only to be disappointed or feel let down or whatever, catfished or ghosted. You drive, I don't know, 45 minutes to go see someone and then they never even show up. It happens. It happens all the time. Or worse, you actually get hurt. You put yourself in a dangerous situation to go meet someone. So if you're going to do online dating, I have some tips, okay? Tip number 1, be honest about what you want. If you don't know what you want, figure it out before you put yourself out there. Because when you don't know what you want, you're a target to get sucked into situationships. Situationships are those types of things where you don't really know where you stand with someone. You're always wondering, you're always guessing. Now, it's possible you might meet somebody great that ends up lasting, even though it started as a situationship, but that's not the rule. That's the exception, okay? It's very rare. And and I'd love to think that I'm the exception, like I'm the special one. I'm going to meet my special person through a situationship. I'm going to turn him around. I'm going to show him that I'm such a badass and like I have such a great body and such a great job, and I'll prove to this player that he can settle down with me. No, 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 no. Don't put yourself in that position unless you are prepared to be shattered and devastated when you find out that you're one of 4 other women or that he's married. So tip number 1, be honest with yourself about what you want, figure it out, and then own it. Own it. Don't get sucked into those guys that say on their profile, yeah, I'm open to something casual or long-term. If you initiate contact with this person, if you continue contact with this person that says they're open to something short-term or long-term, it doesn't matter if you say you want long-term. You are indirectly accepting their proposal of a potential short-term relationship. You might tell them, hey, I'm looking for marriage. I'm looking for something serious. And they're thinking, well, she knows. Or he knows. They know. You know. She knows. He knows. I'm open to something short-term. And if this doesn't work out, oh well. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. And hey, just because 2 people say they're both wanting a long-term relationship doesn't mean it's going to end up that way, because, the whole compatibility thing comes into play. But starting off in that way where you are okay dating somebody who is telling you up front that they don't need an exclusive relationship, they're not looking for something serious, they're open to whatever the universe has in store for me, then don't be disappointed when 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months later, you still don't know where you stand. And don't be surprised when they ghost you or end things with you so they can go hook up with somebody else. Or they go ahead and do that anyways, regardless. Because they were honest with you from the very beginning about what they were looking for. They put on their profile that they're open to short-term casual. You went in there knowing this. So the blame's on you. I'm not saying the blame's on you. What I'm saying is, don't go in expecting to turn a player into a guy who loves being in a relationship with you and you alone. Don't go in there thinking that that's what's going to happen. So my suggestion would be is if somebody's got on their profile that they are open to a short-term casual relationship and you are not, then I would move on. I would recommend that you not even waste any time with them. And I get it. Some of these people on these apps are freaking hot. They are smoking hot. And it's not just because of their 6-pack abs. Maybe you find their job very exciting. Ooh, that person's an attorney. Ooh, that person's a doctor. Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. But that doesn't change the incompatibility that is visible from the get-go. It doesn't matter what their profession is. It doesn't matter that they have a PhD or a doctorate or they make $1 million a month. If you are looking for a committed relationship and they are not, none of that matters, because sooner or later you're going to find yourself crying over what happened, trying to figure it all out afterwards when it's already too late. If, on the other hand, you are open to something short-term and casual and you've done your thinking and you're like, you know what, I got out of a long-term relationship. It's only been a few months. And I really just would like to talk to someone and hang out and just, see where it goes. See what happens. Have some fun. Then put that on your profile. Now, if you're the kind of person that's like, well, here's the thing. I am open to a short-term and a long-term relationship. Like, what if I start dating someone and it's short-term and it turns into a long-term? What if I'm open to both? Okay, cool. Then be honest about that. Just be transparent. That's all I'm saying. Be transparent. If you're someone who's not looking for a committed relationship, but you're not closed off to it, you're okay with starting off with something casual and hoping that the other person's on the same page every step of the way, go for it. I just have a feeling that sooner or later someone's going to catch feelings, and it's usually the women, sometimes the guys, but it's usually the women that catch feels, even though they knew this was a friends with benefits type situation. They knew that this was always supposed to be casual, and then they develop feelings. I cannot tell you how many Facebook groups I'm a part of where women are posting, hey, so I am developing feelings for my friends with benefits. I'm developing feelings for my casual relationship. I don't know what to do about it because I know that he is not interested in something serious. What should I do? Yeah, that sucks. It sucks being in that position. And maybe it'll work out. Maybe you go ahead and tell the guy, hey, I'm interested in you. I dig you. And he's like, wow, I was hoping you would say that. It's possible. Crazier things have happened. But I'm not willing to bet my peace of mind, my free time, my precious time. Guys, your time is the most valuable thing you have. There is no refund. There is no Control Z or Command Z on your life. Every moment you have spent is never coming back. So if you are okay with that risk of someone getting your most valuable asset with the risk of nothing in return, except maybe some heartache and, maybe some nice dinners out or whatever. Maybe you guys go out and have fun, and that's great if that's what you want. But go into it with honesty. So step 1 is being honest. Step 2, vet the profiles. I think I kind of talked about it. That's kind of part 1, like being honest with yourself and then looking at what you're looking for in a very objective way. Okay. The next part is I just want to share some pointers. So if you do actually end up connecting with someone online through online dating, I highly recommend that you do a video chat first. Do a video chat. If you're interested in someone, if you match with someone, try not to carry on a conversation with them for like weeks before you can actually meet. It happens sometimes, but I would highly recommend you start getting on video. Get on that video chat and have a live conversation. If you can't meet in person right away, talk to them over video, or talk to them over video first, no matter what. Even if you have a date set, if you can talk to them over the video, that's great. Do that, okay? Because in that video chat, you'll still get data. And that's the whole point of dating. It's data, okay? I just made that up. Dating, data, okay? Maybe there's a reason for that, right? Dating is gathering data. So, video chat. And then if you still want to meet with them, suggest an outdoor or public venue where, other people are around. Do not go to their apartment on a first date. Do not go to someone's house on a first date. I don't care how smoking hot they look. Do not go to their house or their place of living on a first date. Always, here's another tip if you're going to meet somebody, always share where you're going, who you're going to meet with somebody that you trust. Okay, so I get it. You might not have a ton of friends, or you might not have people that you want to tell that you're seeing somebody, but you got to tell somebody. Okay, one person. They don't even necessarily have to be a local friend. Yeah, that's ideal. Like if there's somebody locally that you can tell, great. If not, tell someone that you trust. If it's a sibling in another state, like in my case, my brother is in Utah, but he knows what's going on in my life. Or I have a friend in Arizona. He knows what's going on in my life. So share your location. And if you're not comfortable sharing your location, just share where you're going, who you're meeting, what you're doing. Like, where are you going? Because the thing is, I wish this weren't true, but it's a dangerous world. Meeting strangers is dangerous. And we can never be completely sure of someone's intentions. Okay? If I'm telling you about married guys that are willing to talk to me and ask me out, imagine the guys that don't have any scruples at all. Okay? They will slip something in your drink and take you with them. They will hurt you. And there's plenty of news stories. I'm not going to go into the news stories because I'm not here to scare anyone. I'm just trying to help you be aware, okay? So meet in the daylight, meet in public places, share your location with a friend. If someone is love bombing you from the start, pay attention. And you might be like, well, what's love bombing? I don't even know what's love bombing. Love bombing is when they shower you with attention, compliments, gifts, fancy dinners. You know, they act all gentlemanly, and they act all like head over heels for you. They try to make you feel extra special, but it's a little bit too soon. So here's the thing. If you've only been dating someone for a week, you have to assume that whatever they're doing for you is what they do for others in that first week. You have to assume you're not the special exception here. You are just one of the people that they have a system, they have an MO, okay? Their MO might be fancy restaurant on date number 1 or date number 2, where you're like, oh, wow, he set the bar really high. He's taking me to a nice fancy place. I've been there. I've been taken on a really nice date to a really nice restaurant right in the beginning. And I thought to myself, wow, he's generous. No, what was going on is that he was trying to show me, like he was trying to pretend, or not trying to pretend. He was pretending to be someone he's not because he thought that's what it would take to win my trust. He thought, well, she's classy, she's well-dressed, she seems successful and independent. What can I do to show her that I can one up that, or I can be better, you know, like I'm different. What can I do? And so he acted like a gentleman, total gentleman. Took me to a nice restaurant on date number 1. That is a form of love bombing. And I can confirm with my younger brother that when he genuinely, and like he and I we just talked about this, my younger brother and I, we're like 26 months apart. And my younger brother, Andy, he said when he's genuinely interested in a woman and actually getting to know her, he doesn't want to just go to a fancy restaurant and just like be all formal. If he's genuinely interested in someone, he wants to slow down and get to know them. And that means getting a coffee and going for a walk, or just talking to feel someone out emotionally. You know, where's this person? Like, what do they care about? What are their hopes and dreams? And that can be love bombing too. It's so hard to trust because somebody can show up for you that's like, they seem like they give a crap and it's all an act. So how do you really know? How do you really know if someone's being genuine? The answer to that is one that a lot of you are not going to like. Well, I didn't like it. It's time. Time shows it all. Time reveals everything. Time will tell you if what they're doing is genuine or if they're pretending. And it is only time. And I can tell you, sometimes that window of time is like 2 dates, 1 date, 10 dates, 10 months, 12 months. We just don't know, right? Somebody can come up and show up in a way that is very promising for a very long time until they can't keep it up anymore. And it's only a matter of time. Usually it doesn't take forever. You know, the more they're pretending, the faster they cut the act out, because it's hard to keep it up. The harder you're pretending to be something you're not, the more work it is, and the faster you'll get burned out, right? It's just like lifting weights. If you've never lifted weights before and then you go and you pick up a 20-pound weight, and man, that stuff is heavy, okay? If you go and pick up that 20-pound weight, you're going to get tired way faster than if you pick up a 5-pound weight. So if you're pretending to do something that you can't actually do, you're going to wear yourself out way faster. So for these people that show up in a way that's not authentic, they're going to get tired of it even faster. They're going to, that mask, I hate to be cliche here, but the mask that they're wearing of being something they're not, the more elaborate the mask, the harder it is to keep it up. So the only real way to tell is give it time. Don't allow yourself to just emotionally, instantly invest everything, all your free time, all your resources, all your love, all your feelings in one person too quickly. Let them show you one step at a time who they really are. That is how you protect yourself. That is how you recognize if you're being love bombed, is they show up in grand ways, grand gestures in the beginning, flowers, dinners out, buying you stuff, giving you a ride in their fancy car, and like whatever. If it feels like, wow, that's a lot, you know, and it feels good. It feels good to be treated well. It feels good to think, wow, this person must really like me. They can't possibly do that for somebody, for a bunch of people. They can't possibly take like 5, 6, 7 women out to a fancy dinner. You know what? There are people who can and will. They see it as a numbers game. It's just money to them. They will spend it if they think they're going to get something out of it. Okay? They will spend money to get something in return. They won't go to a prostitute because they're not honest with themselves about what they're really after, okay? But they will take multiple women out to nice places until they hit the jackpot. And then all of a sudden, they're no longer interested. And I'm not saying all men are like this. I'm talking about the ones you have to watch out for. There are plenty of good guys out there. There are plenty of kind, thoughtful, sweet, generous men. The key here, though, is giving it time. Don't give your life up too quickly over someone else, over a connection that seems magical. I'm guilty of self-abandoning. My last episode was about self-abandoning. I'm guilty of self-abandoning and whittling away pieces of myself just a little bit at a time until I'm no longer truly myself anymore in order to keep a relationship alive. And with people that are really good at love bombing and wearing that mask, it's easy to give up ourselves too soon because it's very convincing. It doesn't mean you're dumb. It doesn't mean you're naive or you're foolish or that you deserved it. Some people are really good at what they do. They've had a lot of practice before they met you. They've had a lot of practice with other people on what works and what doesn't. And they have gotten really good at avoiding what doesn't work and doing what does work to get them what they want as quickly as possible. There are people like that out there, and the only way to protect yourself is to give it time, okay? I have another tip for online dating. If you can avoid giving your phone number and address right from the get-go, please do that. please avoid giving your contact information right away. Definitely don't share your address right away, okay? You can give them the general area where you live. You can even create a phone number using your Gmail account with Google Voice. So Google Voice allows you to get a phone number. It costs nothing. You basically download the Google Voice app. You enter your email address that you already have, and you create a phone number. And when you share that phone number with someone and they call it, your phone will ring. And as far as they're concerned, you've given them your phone number. If and when the time comes that they can be promoted to having your actual phone number, you go ahead and share that actual phone number. But if not, they stay on that Google Voice, okay? Or Instagram or whatever, right? What I'm trying to say is you give yourself a little layer of protection there. That way, if things suddenly go south, there's no direct, immediate contact. Even Instagram can be a little bit unsafe because we share a lot on Instagram. We share where we're going. We're sharing our activities and pictures of ourselves in places that we frequent. And so Instagram is a little bit more risky in my opinion, or Facebook, because your personal life is visible. And if you're dealing with someone who's a little bit cuckoo, then it is a little more vulnerable. So if you can go with the Google Voice route, that would be the safest, I think. Now, if you have a single friend, even if you're single yourself and you have a single friend, what can you do for your single friend? I think the best thing we can do for our single friends is be present for them. Let them know that you care and mean it. If you don't mean it, if you don't actually care, don't say you care. But if you actually care about them, let them know, hey, I care about you. I care about what happens to you. I am here for you. If you ever need something, if you ever need to vent, I will be here for you. If you need a ride from somewhere, let me know. I will come pick you up. Now, if you can't do that, don't say that you will, because there's nothing worse than someone actually being in crisis and reaching out to you and you're like, oh gosh, my schedule is so full. Can I help you next month or like 3 months from now? If you're not actually available, don't offer it. You can still be supportive, but don't offer help, okay? So if you're actually available and willing to help, be there. Tell them exactly what you are willing to do. Hey, next time you go on a date, send me your location or let me know who you're going with, what you're doing, how long you're planning on being there, and I will check in with you in 20-minute increments. 30-minute increments. I'll check in with you twice in the first hour and then once again an hour after that. If you can check in on your friends like that, great. You are a rock star, okay? Because here's the thing. When your friend knows that you are keeping an eye on them, they know that someone has their back. That doesn't mean I'm saying that your friend should now, your single friend who's on a date should just go to someone's house. I'm not suggesting that they should go into someone's house the first date. But maybe, after they've been dating for a little while and that step comes up, well, tell them, the first time you go over to so-and-so's place, just let me know. And you can share your location or you can give me the address or you can give me the general vicinity and I will check in on you or whatever. By offering your friend this big sister, big brother sort of non-judgmental presence, you're doing something quite noble. If you can't do it, don't offer it. But if you can do it, offer it, right? And your friends that are single, they're already struggling with a lot of mixed emotions and feelings, potentially. And so they don't need your judgment. They don't need your, oh my gosh, like, what's wrong with you? They don't need that. You can tell them, I think you deserve better. That's good. If your friend is telling you what's going on and you can see that they are bothered, confused, upset, you can tell them, I think you deserve better. I think you can do better. This guy does sound nice, but just the fact that you're wondering if he's seeing 5 other women, tells me that you can do better. There are ways to be supportive without being judgmental. I also want to suggest something else. If you have single friends, celebrate their wins with them that are not tied and connected to relationships in some way. Celebrate their kids with them if they have kids. Celebrate their work accomplishments. Celebrate with them. Show up for them in ways that don't have anything to do with relationship status, right? Ask them out to meet you for coffee, to meet you for dinner. Let them know that you're present and that you notice them and that you care. If you care. If you don't, then don't pretend. This whole thing is about being honest. So tell your friends they can do better. And if your friend is single and sad about being single, don't tell them, well, you're just too picky. No one's going to be perfect. What do you want? You want somebody you're attracted to and has a good job? Like, pick one. Don't tell your friends they're too picky. Don't tell your loved ones they're too picky. It's good to have standards. It's good to have your list of non-negotiables. Don't ask them, wow, how are you still single? Well, they're single because it hasn't worked out. For whatever reason, for one reason or another, it hasn't worked out. So you asking them, why are you still single? It doesn't really help. If you're going to be supportive, just say, hey, I'm here for you. And, if you have single friends, include them in activities. Invite them to stuff. I have a group of friends that I invite over to my house, and I have a separate group of friends that we met through jiu-jitsu. And so even though I haven't been doing jiu-jitsu for a year now, we're still in touch, we're still connected, and we still hang out together because we have this bond over something. And the fact that they invite me, regardless of my status, single or dating or whatever, it means a lot to me. It gives me a place and a sense of belonging that isn't tied to romantic relationships. And here's the other thing about friendships. When you are friends with somebody who's single, you become their safe place. You become the person they can talk to. Your circle of friends, like maybe you have a circle of friends, that is like a layer of protection for your single friends, right? So I realized that if I'm dating somebody and I'm keeping secrets from my circle of friends about this person, that in itself is a red flag. When I'm not willing to tell the people that care most about me what is going on in my life with that person I'm dating, that's my sign that there's something amiss. There's something wrong. That doesn't always mean that we have to share every little detail, but what that means is if we're hiding what we're going through, if we're hiding our struggles repeatedly from the people that care about us the most, that's a red flag. And we will definitely have to talk about red flags and green flags and dating another time. Go get yourself a Google Voice account. If you're going to date, video chat with someone as soon as possible. Don't give them your actual phone number. Don't go to their house right on a first date. Tell someone where you're going to be, who you're meeting, even share a picture of the person you're meeting, okay? Send a screenshot if you'd like. And the more information your loved ones have, the better. I hate that we have to be in that world where we have to worry about that, but we do. So there you have it. My spiel on online dating, safety, how to approach online dating, how to be there for your friends that are single. And remember, you can be honest and you can still be kind and you can still get what you want, because that's part of having the beauty and the beast inside all of us. Part of that is owning our flaws, owning our mistakes, stepping up and being honest with ourselves, brutally honest with ourselves, and working on it. That's what makes us beautiful. So I hope that you got something of value from this episode. I hope that you will walk away feeling a little more confident and comfortable with online dating. I hope you'll feel a little more empowered, and I'll see you next time.